Hey, what's going on, guys? Markel here, back with my Huawei P60 Pro 4 days later. And as I said earlier, this hardware in the short that I did today competes with any top flagship out there. That's how good the hardware is. But let's talk about Harmony OS, the software, and the skin EMUI that's over Harmony OS, okay? Here's what I would say to anyone right off the bat who's thinking about buying this phone. This is much different than anything you're used to with stock Android with Google, okay? Now, when I say Google, I'm talking about the software. Google is the main software in all these Android devices. They just put a skin over the top of it, meaning like Samsung One UI, okay? Harmony OS is what's representing Google on this device. This is their own software, and they have an MUI skin over the top of Harmony OS, okay? This, to me, for someone who's coming from Google Android, is not ready. You won't be ready for this, okay? I'm not ready for this, and I've had it for 4 days. I've been playing around with it. I've been using it, and it takes some digging into to figure out how to do basic tasks on here that when you're accustomed to the stock Android experience on most Android phones, it takes you a little while to figure this out, okay? So if you don't have patience, this is definitely not going to be the phone for you. I will also say, if you're not tech savvy, leave this alone. If you're not someone who's willing to dig all into the menus, or if this is going to be your primary phone, your only phone, do not get this. I'm being honest, do not get this. But for me, this is a secondary phone to my primary iPhone. So for me, getting this is not that big a deal. It doesn't bother me to get this at all because this is not my main phone. I got it primarily for the photo and video quality. I am able to put some Google apps on here, as you can see, with YouTube, YouTube Music, YouTube Studio, Google Photos, Google Maps, Translator, Chrome here at the bottom. I also have a Google search engine on here. Most of the apps that I have, and as you can see, I don't have many, are going to be Google. And that's because also Huawei apps are just loaded with ads. I pretty much removed every Huawei app I could remove, except for the ones that wouldn't let me, like the app gallery, this browser. This browser is nothing but ads. The app gallery normally just shows ads all the time. They have a search engine here that's called Patel. Nothing but ads. All the Huawei stuff is just ads. I don't know how they do it. I mean, you are bombarded with just ad after ad after ad. So it's like, So I deleted and removed as much as I could that was stock Huawei and just replaced it with apps I actually use. And there are a lot of apps that I use that I can't put on here because you have to use a secondary server, which is Gbox, which is what the one I'm using. There's two other ones I'll talk about real quick. But Gbox allows me to put these apps in, and then they recommend all of these apps. So you do have some apps you can add from Google, but you're doing it as a side load because Google is actually banned from Huawei, but you can get access to some. When it comes to the assistant, I don't know how often you guys use the assistant on Google. I use it all the time because I'm always asking about the weather. What's going on at this location? What's going on at that location? Tell me what is this times this? How much of this do I need for this? So I use Google Assistant a lot. Lately, I've been having to use Siri a lot because the assistant on this thing, which is called Celia, is terrible. It just came on. It's terrible. Anything you ask this is going to refer you to the web, just like that. You could ask it what time it is. It's going to tell you that.
You may check the search results I found online.
That's exactly what it tells you. It does not tell you, if you ask for the time, it's gonna say search it on the web. If you ask about the weather, search for it on the web. It is terrible. So I don't even try to use it. As a matter of fact, I'll probably disable it after I do this video. I'm glad it popped up. It actually worked that time. It doesn't always work. So I've been using Siri more than I've been using this assistant, which is, it is horrific. And you can't put Google Assistant on this thing. I've tried. As a matter of fact, most things that you use with a mic when you're talking to Google, you cannot put on this phone. Can't do it. So I have a keyboard that has a microphone. It tells you to log in to your Google account. I log into my Google account, nothing happens. So you are very limited with Google on this thing. But if you're only watching YouTube, doing some social media, like you can download TikTok on here. There are several, LinkedIn, Twitch, things like that. You can download them on here for sure. And you can use them. I mean, they don't load as quick as they would on a regular Android phone because you're going through another app, but they do work. All of it does work. I mean, YouTube, the sound quality, everything on here, it works. And this device sounds pretty damn good, I must admit. Let me switch accounts real quick. And let me go to my channel and I'll play some real quick so you can hear the sound quality of the video. Let me find one that, hold up. Try to find one that I got some music playing so you can hear exactly what's going on here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody's had a great night. Hey, what's going on, guys? Markel here, back with another video where we were in LA. I mean, the picture quality, everything on this is nice. This is a flagship device, no doubt. This hardware, this screen, the volume, everything about this device, other than the software, is top notch. It's top notch. If Huawei still had Google services, it would probably still be number 2, climbing up to number 1, because their prices are cheaper, their hardware is great, their cameras and their video quality is good. But now their software is just like, no. The only things that are missing from the hardware on this is there's no 5G service. This is still on 4G, which here in Colombia, it doesn't matter because they don't have 5G here anyway. It has last year's Snapdragon chipset, which is the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, not Gen 2. And the other thing is it doesn't have 8K. All the other flagships, the Xiaomi 13 Ultra, 8K, Samsung S23 Ultra, 8K, the Vivo, 8K. This does not have 8K. Now it has the ability to get 8K with 48 megapixels, but there's no 8K. So those are the 3 things that are missing from the hardware on this. But the software, no. If this was my only device, and I'm being real, if this was my only device, I would take it back. Because you gotta do too many things to get around just to make it like you're accustomed to using the Google. Now, if you're willing to forget Google and just learn an entirely new system, which is what Harmony OS is, with the MUI skin on it, then you'll be fine with this. This will work absolutely fine. Phone calls are great, text messages is great. Using WhatsApp is fine. You're not gonna have any problems with that. Everything else works great. The software is just the hang up for me, and the app crashing. The crashing of the apps and the software are the 2 things. So overall, if you can find a good deal on one, sure. But this phone was just under $1,000. Okay, so I don't know if you want to spend $1,000 on an experiment like I am, just using this thing. And then when it comes to giving someone else this device, I really don't think I could, because I would have to explain how to use it. And to be quite honest with you, most people that I know here are not tech savvy at all. They have phones similar to the ones I have, and they have no clue how a lot of the things on the phone actually work. They mainly just open up a camera app, snap a photo, go to WhatsApp. I got friends here who have iPhones that don't even know about FaceTime or iMessage. They have no clue because they're not tech savvy. They just buy something because they see other people with it and they think it's the best, so they buy that. So when it comes to this, it's like they already are not tech savvy. Now the apps that they normally would just go to the App Store and download, there's no Google Play Store. I would have to explain the gallery, then I would have to explain Gbox or G-Space or Lighthouse how to download the Google apps. It's too much. It's too much just explaining it, and you're hearing it and you're going, man, yeah, that's too much. Yeah, it is too much. But I'll give Huawei props, man, for this device. This is a premium device for sure. I did a video showing the photo and the video quality, the camera, the hardware here, being able to wirelessly charge up to 50 watts. Wired charger, 88 watts, can go from 0 to 50% in 10 minutes using the turbocharger. You know, you have a 2700 by 1220 display, 444 ppi. Brightness, the nits gets up to 1150 on auto. This is a great device. It's just the software. I'm being serious. If this still had Google services, this would firmly be number 2 in the world right now as far as sales. Easily number 2. That's how good this device actually is. But with Harmony OS and this MUI scan, it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna take a long time for people, if they ever choose to get another Huawei, to get used to this system. All right, guys, but hey, that's it for now. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.